Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. So, today we're going to talk about how do you know when you're in a healthy relationship and what does it look like? What does it look like when you're in one? So, let's jump right into it. So, healthy relationships is based on, a giver and a receiver, right? Now, what happens is when you have a giver, most times, and it's not in all relationships, but sometimes you might have a relationship where, for example, you use a man, for example. Men typically try to give, right? We give flowers, we'll try to initiate, talking to you, things like that. And usually women are the receivers. Women usually give back to us by smiling, being happy, calling us back, texting us back, letting us know that, we exist. And so, how do you know when your relationship is somewhat healthy? So, men are producers and women are reproducers, right? So, when women reproduce, it's not necessarily just from having children. Women reproduce the love that you give them, right? So if you give a woman love, if you give her affection, if you give her time and attention and things like that, she will take that and then she says, okay, well, I'm gonna try to reproduce this for you in a better way by, maybe creating a better home for you, by making sure you feel loved and cared for. So here's another thing, you guys might agree, might disagree, but men provide love, right? Because we're the ones that fall in love the fastest. As soon as we see a girl, we be like, oh my gosh, she's the one. Yo, I'm not going to be able to find anybody like her ever again. I have to chase her down the street and get her number or whatever. Women are nurturers, right? Now, there's different levels of nurturing, so I'm going to go into that. So, but women are nurturers. So what happens is that with men, we crave, we think that we're looking for love from a woman, but what we're really looking for is nurturing from her, right? Because the love comes from us producing. We produce the love. Whereas for the woman, she takes the love and then she has two choices. She can reproduce that love back to you, or she can use it for herself. Now, typically when women use their reproducing abilities for themselves, they go through an emotional hurdles. So they go through emotional ups and downs. So basically, it's harder for them to maintain a functional relationship because they're processing all the love that they give and they didn't reproduce it back to the person. And most time they probably didn't reproduce it because the dude was horrible, or he didn't appreciate you the way you needed to be appreciated. And so now you're holding on to this love. So what do you do with it, right? So sometimes you do it, you get rid of it in a healthy way by moving on and working on yourself. And then sometimes you use it as a way of, having sex and getting physical with other people to get your validation. Because you got to get rid of the energy. The energy, you're trying to get rid of it. And so that's usually what happened with women. Now, when it comes down to men, when we're in love, it's hopeless. We're in it. And most times we're trying to give all of our heart, our souls, everything that we can. So how do you know when the relationship is functional? When the man is giving love and the woman is giving it back in tenfold, right? Because one thing about women is that they can reproduce, they can multiply whatever a man gives, right? But it's all a matter of what kind of nurturer is she? What kind of waterer or the person that feeds the energy that you gave, is she, right? Some people, some women, their nurturing abilities is based on emotions, being a thoughtful listener, things like that. Then you might have a woman where her nurturing is just sex. That's all she can give. She can't give you nothing else, so don't look for her. She can only nurture you through sex, right? And what happens when women nurture you through sex, it leaves you with a void emotionally. And so now, as a man, you crave that. So that's why men emotionally cheat, right? If you have a man who has a woman who's emotionally nurturing, but she's not that physical, she's more of like, hold me, light a candle, let's just stare at the wall. If she's like one of those girls, then most times the dude struggles with him actually needing physical interaction. And so why is it that these men struggle with this? Well, because men need physical validation, but at the same token, we're craving nurturing. We think that women provide love. We provide love. Women provide the nurturing of our love. And so why do most relationships don't work out? Most relationships don't work out because it's both sides of the coin. One person is not reproducing. The other person is not producing. The man's not continuing to produce love, right? And so if a man's not continuing to produce love, how can a woman reproduce that love? And so women, it's not your fault. Because of your emotional routine and your emotional cycle that you go through, not just physically, but just emotionally, you absorb everything. And you have to get rid of it, just like how you go through a physical cycle, you go through an emotional one as well. And so if you don't get rid of it, you're going to struggle with maintaining a healthy relationship. So you have to make sure that, for women, if you're looking for the right guy, right? You're looking for somebody like, how do I know if this guy is the right person for me? Ask yourself, where do you want to be at, right? Because the one thing about it is like, women are great at reproducing and they maintain things. But at the same token, for men, if the man is not a producer, if he's not helping you to live the life that you dream of, then he's not going to be a good fit for you. All right. So I hope you guys learned that today is, basically, if you want to have a healthy relationship, men, you got to produce, you got to provide the love. Women, you got to reproduce the nurturing and the love that he gave you, so that way y'all can have an actually solid relationship. It can work. It's doable. The hard part is finding the right person at the right time. And so the best way to go about it is just to ask questions, see where a person's at, see what their motives are, see what they're trying to accomplish, and then just go from there. All right. Again, I love you guys. I appreciate the support. I hope this was helpful. And I will see you guys on the next segment. Peace.